CCS Cinema Club podcast. I'm Leah Gersing, and this is
Sarah Durth.
And our special guest,
Jenny Johnson.
Jenny Johnson. We've seen her. She's been here before, but she's still our special
I'm
guest.
so glad to be back. I'm so special.
Movies are a gateway to feeling. They use music, visuals, and writing to make you feel. So today, we are going to go with a Valentine's Day themed episode. Yay. We get to talk about some of our favorite romance movies. So stay tuned for some fantastic trivia and sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Happy Valentine's Day,
Happy
Queen.
Valentine's Day. I'm so
Day.
excited. Valentine's is one of my top favorite holidays. I love it. I love when all the stores are filled with like pink things and hearts. I just think it's the cutest.
It's gorgeous. And a lot of people think of Valentine's Day as one of those things where they're like, oh my God, I'm single. Like,
No, my opinion is that even if you're single, you can celebrate your best friends. You can celebrate Galentine's Day. Every year we do Galentine's Day.
I'm so excited for this year's Galentine's. You guys are
Me
not
too.
ready.
So even if you don't have a Valentine, everyone go out and find a Galentine.
Find a Galentine.
And just have a fun day, a fun holiday, a day with your girls, day with your friends.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, we're going to be talking about some romance movies today. Yay. Perfect sleepover movies. Perfect alone time movies. You just go to bed and then you put on a nice romance movie.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite genres. I love romance movies.
There are all different types of romance movies. There's like rom coms. Sometimes you get like a little sci-fi romance, which is kind of crazy. What are your guys' favorites?
There's so many to choose from. I love 13 Going on 30s, little rom-com. 10 Things I Hate About You.
So you like the rom-coms?
I like the rom-coms. I love the rom-coms.
I love anything coming of age. I love 10 Things I Hate About You, obviously. That's like the classic. I feel I was preparing for this episode and I was like, I'm just going to talk about 10 Things I Hate About You this whole time. It's just so good.
That's a good one.
But, okay, The Fault in Our Stars, like that genre of coming of age, that movie specifically, I love it so much.
I never saw that movie. I don't read, so I don't know why I've read the book and I haven't seen the movie. But I've read the book. I don't think I actually read the book, but like back in the day, I picked up that book
Honestly,
and I read it.
The movie hits harder than the book.
I think it's better than the book. Sarah, what do you think?
Okay,
Sarah knows about books to movies.
I will say I saw the movie before I saw the book. I also started reading the book at that age, did not finish it. But later on, I was like, okay, I've actually got to give this a read. I read it, and I'd say they're different. Definitely, the movie hit so, I don't know.
It
was so emotional. I cried
movie.
so hard. But I feel like the book is always going to be different because it's like you spend longer with the characters, like you're reading it for a long time. So I don't know.
I was just always confused on what made me mad about that book was at the end of it, the guy was he gave her his wish, like he had a wish or something, and then he gave it to her and she got to meet this guy, and then the guy that she met sucked.
Yes.
And then it was just like, oh.
That was a disappointing part for me.
But they made the most of it.
They made the most of it.
I don't remember.
They went to Anne Frank's house. They made the most of it.
They went to Anne Frank's house.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
We'll have to all rewatch it together.
I gotta watch this movie.
Yes.
Okay, so there's movies and then there's also romance TV shows. What are some of your favorite TV shows?
Shows?
You can also get into some reality TV shows.
Well,
Love
of
Island.
course, the three of us love Flavor of Love.
Flavor of Love. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. If you haven't seen Flavor of Love, go watch season 1. I haven't seen the other seasons.
Neither have I.
Flavor Flav is all I have to say.
Best reality TV show host of all time, maybe.
Best hype man.
Best hype man.
This is not like a general romance themed show, but Sarah and Leia just got me into New Girl, and I love the way
it's got some romance.
I love the way that relationships are represented in the show. For me, that's my love show.
No, I agree. I specifically what I like about that show and the they're older people, they're I don't know, in their 30s or something, which is totally normal to they've got roommates and everything, which is something that's usually only represented in TV as people who are 20 years old or like in their like early years of adulthood. And it shows that being 30 is like still in your early years, and then they like don't like they're not ready to get married yet, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was good representation through that show. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Another good, more recent TV show, Heartstopper. Have you guys seen it?
Heartstopper.
I actually haven't seen Heartstopper yet.
It's definitely sorry. It came out a few years ago on Netflix, and I just think it is such a cute, like, younger coming of age love story.
Yeah, I love that one. That one's really good for like representation, because I feel like a lot of early romance movies, they don't show a lot of like queer representation, and a bunch of different types of relationships that exist. They were just never represented. So that Heartstopper is great because I feel like it has like everything.
Yeah, it's also so like there are definitely like, you know, some ups and downs, but I think it does remain pretty like lighthearted and pretty happy, which I think is so important for especially like queer coming of age love stories. I feel like a lot of times there aren't as many like super lighthearted stories, and I think that's really important.
Yeah. That one comes from like a graphic novel, right?
Yeah, the Heartstopper, Alice Oseman, I think.
I don't know.
It's the author. There are a bunch of graphic novels, so yeah.
Never read them. I've never read them, but I should. One of my favorite romance movies, Twilight. All right, Team Twilight. Team Edward. Come on, girls.
Well, I don't
There's
know.
one right answer.
I know. I think
I haven't made it that
Edward-
far.
in the beginning, I was more Team Jacob. But as the story progressed, Edward. But I've never been a big Twilight lover. I definitely watched the movies as a kid, but
Here's what I have to say. Okay. Jacob is great. He is great. But, like, they're not meant to be. Jacob and Bella, they're not meant to be. Guys. And, like, he was trying to kiss her, and she didn't want to kiss him. Like, but Edward, I mean, I don't know. He's kind of weird, too, if you think about it.
That's the thing, is that they're both
He's kind of weird too, because think about it, because why is he watching him in her sleep? But I'm Team Edward for Bella.
I really have
Team
not
Jacob
gotten
for
that
me.
far.
Okay, so it's Valentine's Day. There's lots of candies. Let's just get into like, what's your guys' favorite Valentine's Day candy?
I love, first of all, I love chocolate.
Chocolate. Are you
Lindor-
a chocolate or a candy person is the question.
Chocolate, by
Chocolate,
far.
definitely.
sure.
The
For sure,
Lindor little truffles,
Oh, like the red ones?
the red ones,
Mhm.
so good. You know the
Like
you've
the,
never had
well, I've had a Lindor.
Okay,
but I
good.
don't know the red ones.
They're the
like-
milk chocolate.
they're like the
flavor.
milk chocolate.
Okay,
ones.
okay. But I've
But
probably had those.
the other flavors are also so good. There's one salted caramel.
I like
Oh.
anything
So,
that's caramel.
yeah.
I like caramel flavored things.
Delicious.
You know, like the little hearts that you get at like Dollar Tree that have the little like they'll have like dinosaurs and stuff on them, and they have like 4 little
Yes.
cheap little chocolates. The orange cream flavor in there, they're usually the little rectangular ones. Those hit so hard when
I like
my
the
mom would
raspberry.
That's the one I like. The pink
Oh.
raspberry.
I like the orange one too, though. I like that one.
My parents would get me and my siblings and my nephews, like each a little heart thing for Valentine's Day, and I would do everything I could to get all of the orange creams from everyone in the household, and I always did it. So
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
A heart-shaped pizza, not a
Heart-shaped
candy or a
pizza.
chocolate, but that's a
Heart-shaped
great
pizza.
Valentine's treat.
From Donato's, is it Donato's or
Chick-fil-A
Domino's?
has
I don't know.
the heart chicken nugget trays.
Really?
Is it the chicken
Yes.
nuggets in the shape of a heart?
No, like the trays that the chicken nuggets come in are in a shape of a heart.
That is
That's
so
cute.
That is
That
cute.
is
Popeyes
cute.
has heart-shaped strawberry biscuits.
OMG.
I always find myself spending so much money in February buying anything and everything that's heart-shaped because I just think it's so cute.
Yeah.
I can't, guys. I can't buy anything right now. I have to stop. I recently just bought a chocolate rose. I just bought
That is really cute.
I did. All right, so I feel like a lot of like newer romance movies and like rom-coms and stuff are guys, I don't know if they're that good. Like, I feel like there was that one recently with Sydney Sweeney that a lot of people were into.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one was probably pretty good. I didn't see it. But I feel like a lot of the ones that are coming out just like on Netflix or something like that.
Are you talking like Exo Kitty?
No, I like that one.
I did like Exo Kitty. It was okay, but
I liked it. I mean, I will say,
or
but that is
Summer I
kind of
Turned
an
Pretty?
example.
Is that what you're talking about?
To all the boys I've loved before.
Kind of like
what are
that.
your guys'
like,
thoughts on that one?
So like the vibe is, I don't know if like, are we choosing characters that are actually good for the part,
Is that the one we're
or
watching?
are we choosing?
No, this one is Exo Kitty, her older sister.
The OG.
What's
the
the
OG.
what's the one that we're watching right
That
now?
one
are
is
we watching
my
right now?
what is
That's
it?
the
That's the
Summer
Summer I
Oh.
Turned Pretty.
Okay,
I feel like
I got them to watch
in
it.
my head there are two of the many genres of romance. There's two different kinds. There's ones that are like amazing heartfelt stories that you think about for a long time after watching them and they make you cry and you love them. And then there are ones that are none of that, but they're so entertaining to watch.
Exactly. Like sometimes you have to pause it and you have to be like, no,
I
I
can't
can't
look.
Come back the second day because you really couldn't finish it
Or
at that
maybe
time.
the acting is just really not very good and the plot
Maybe they
is-
hired TikTokers instead of actors.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes
But
you just have to watch them.
I'm gonna watch every single second of it. It's that
Exactly.
cheesy romance versus like a real romance.
Yes, and sometimes they can intersect.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think that a lot of the ones we're seeing now are more on the cheesy but entertaining side of the spectrum than the actually
Yeah.
beautiful
Yeah,
love
like,
story.
I
but
feel like a lot of we had like so many good like rom coms and like romances. Like I don't know if it's like just back then.
Yes.
I don't want to say back then, but like there's The Notebook.
yeah,
That was not now.
not now.
Back then.
Back then, way
back in the day.
back in the day.
back in the 1800s.
I
We
do
had to
feel
walk
like
to school. Watch The Notebook.
And
I feel like the 90s and the early 2000s
They-
were kind of
that
that
was
like
the
the
best time for
prime rom-com romance movie era.
yeah, like Titanic. Titanic is so good. I watched
So
that
good.
just last year. I had never
For the
seen
first
it before.
time?
Yeah, but I've seen all like the memes and stuff.
I
You
still
know?
haven't seen Titanic.
Never?
I've,
You need to watch
I've
it.
like
Gotta watch
taken
it.
in
I thought
no
it was really
Titanic
good.
media in my life, which I find kind of insane.
It was like
I feel like it's so
well,
big.
Do you know the one vine that's like doo 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 doo, and then they're in a shopping cart
Oh.
and they're going like that? That's Titanic. Sometimes you don't
So you-
know.
Sometimes you don't. So you have seen Titanic in that way.
In
I
that
guess
way.
I have seen. I've
You're
seen that one
connected in
scene.
that way.
I've seen that one scene.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happens besides an iceberg.
Spoiler.
Oh, sorry guys, Titanic
Iceberg.
spoiler.
That happened in real life,
In
IRL.
real life.
Have you? There's like a place you can go and you can put your hand in the water and it's cold. I don't know. I've seen it on
Oh, like
TikTok.
the museum,
the museum.
the Titanic museum. I think it's a ship. Guys, I really hate ships.
So do I.
I have a fear
You
of big ships.
guys don't like ships
No, like big
I-
cruise ships. I hate
like,
them.
They scare me to go on one.
to just
To see
go
them
on
is scary
a
to
ship.
me.
Not to see one, but like just to be on the,
Because I know
ocean
you
in that
mentioned
way.
you don't like really big buoyant things, like things that float that are really big. Like you said, that's
Yeah, I know. I don't.
Wait,
Um,
like you're scared to like be on them in the ocean?
No,
or
like,
just
seeing
like to
big
see,
things.
just to
like
see them.
I showed them a video of just like a boat. I think it was the Queen Mary boat.
Oh.
And you were like, oh, I don't like that.
Okay, let me tell you. I went to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and that's like the place, besides the Dells, of like big tourist traps and like big things, you know? They had a big boat. I think it was like a Titanic museum, but it was just like a big fake cruise ship. It was horrifying. Like, luckily, I was in a car across the highway. If I was standing under that thing, I would be bawling, crying, throwing up, peeing.
I feel like being in it would be scary though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just like being in it because You're telling me that it's that far off the ocean and we're not tipping over?
That I don't understand it.
No.
Cruise ship. Being on a cruise scares me.
I mean, we all, except for you, we've watched the Titanic.
We've watched the Titanic, and
See the Titanic.
It doesn't go well.
it doesn't go well.
No looking
Sarah's
at
a
each
cheater
other.
cheater.
But Sarah is a cheater.
I've heard in the last
These
episode
two
Sarah was cheating.
think that I'm a cheater, and I have never cheated.
Let me reenact what
No,
I
no,
saw.
no.
Oh.
No, this I had an epiphany. I had an epiphany in my own head.
But it's okay because it's okay.
No cheating this time.
No cheating this time.
Not that I ever cheated.
Not. I feel like we just got an admitting there. Sarah, keep your eyes to yourself. All right, ready? So which one of these romance movies is a remake of an old one? A, The Kissing Booth. B, 16 Candles. C, He's All That. Well, yes,
He's all that.
the final answer is C, He's All That. So that was the one with Addison Rae, and we talked about it in the last episode. And the original is called She's All That, where a popular boy, he sees a not so popular girl, and I guess he gets dared or something. I don't really know. I saw the newer one with Addison Rae, and it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
What's the
Kourtney
movie?
Kardashian.
This is unrelated. What's the movie where the girl is on the soccer team?
Oh,
That
she's
one.
the
She's the
man.
man.
I watched that movie
I love that
way back
one.
when. I love that one.
Next question. Which reality TV show is about love? A, Nailed It. B, Wipeout. C, The Ultimatum.
My answer is C, Ultimatum.
See, Ultimatum.
C. I see what you...
A crazy show.
Which of the following is not a romance? A, Flipped. B,
I don't know.
The Wedding Singer. And C, Drake and Josh. Guys, I couldn't come up with good ones. Well, the answer was Drake and Josh. Whatever. Which is not a real Sweethearts Candy quote?
Oh, that's
this
a
is a
really good
good one.
question.
A, XOXO. B, Sweet Love. And C, Wink Wink, Sweet Love.
I thought that
Wink,
it was
wink is
really. I
real.
thought Wink Wink was really funny, and I thought you just made it up.
I wish I made that up.
I am kind of disappointed that you didn't do full C's. I was so confident you were doing
Can I
only
be
C
real?
answers.
The first, is the first. Wait, is it the first one? The first couple, I had to switch up like the order because it felt too obvious. So then I realized I just made the last answers all C. But technically, He's All That was A. But I was like, let's say He's All That right away. Sarah's gonna get it right away.
It's true. It's true.
We've talked about it before.
about.
So I was trying to help you out. One of the great things about movies is that a lot of them can tell stories that we've read on the screen. And so there's a lot of book to movie adaptations because before romance movies there were romance books. So what are some of your guys' favorite book to movie romance edition adaptations?
Well, we already talked about The Fault in Our
I was
Stars.
about to say, I'm gonna
John
have to go
Green
back.
is one of my. I love
John
a John
Green
Green book.
so much. Looking for Alaska.
Looking for Alaska is
That-
one of my
does
Does
favorite.
that count
Yeah.
as a romance?
I think it does. It has a lot of
I've never seen
romantic
I don't think
elements.
there's like an actual relationship in it though.
No, but it
They're
covers
just-
a lot of romance.
They're just friends. They're like this, but like
They're like this.
it's like friend love though. I'd say.
friend love,
That's
and there's
the-
other
and
romance.
Alaska.
But that's the
Looking
thing
for
too.
Alaska
both
is
of
like
them,
amazing.
the movie and the book.
a platonic
show.
romance. Well, that wouldn't make any sense, would it?
Well, it's just love. It's just platonic love. Like I have for
Platonic
my
love.
friends, you
like
guys.
Galentine's.
Like Galentine.
Like Galentine's.
Galentine.
Love. There's
We
so
love
many
that.
other romance books though that I love. I feel like that's definitely my favorite.
Well, there's a TV show that we're watching right now. That's The Summer I Turned Pretty, and that
Was
started
that a
off as-
book?
Yeah, that's
did
like a
start
book
off as a
series.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's like who wrote it?
Oh,
Who wrote it?
I know the name, but it is completely
Well, I know
escaping
who
my
like
mind now.
directs. I think she directs the movies. I think it's like Jenny Han or something. I want to say she wrote the books too, but I have no idea, and so don't quote me on that.
I don't know.
But she's pretty cool. She has like a TikTok account. You get to like see a lot of the behind the scenes of filming and stuff.
Yeah.
I think there is a lot of different ways to make a romance like behind the scenes aspect of filming and everything and music. So we have the Titanic, iconic in the movie. There's a song that everyone knows, even if they haven't seen the movie. My Heart Will Go On. Color is so important in movies. There's a bunch of different ways that you can convey feelings, and I feel like warm colors are usually like in the, like if you see a Christmas movie, obviously there's not going to be a lot of warm colors because it's cold.
Yeah.
But in like Christmas movies that are meant to be like warm-hearted, they still find ways to like find that more like yellow light.
Yeah.
And like just like warmer colors.
It's
you know
kind of
what I'm
like
saying?
circling back to that book to movie adaptation thing. In a book, a lot of the time you're reading like there's words that have different connotations that indicate the tone, or sometimes you can even like know what the characters are thinking because it's written from their perspective. So it's very easy a lot of time to tell like the mood of what's happening. But in a movie, you don't have that additional like inner monologue a lot of the time. And so, or words that indicate tone. So it has to be done through visuals or through music and so many things like that. And I think all of those things really make a good romance movie. Like if there's a scene that happens like in the rain and everyone's crying, it's like, oh, that's so sad. But then when it's really warm lighting and everything like that, I love that. I think another important thing in romance movies is just the chemistry between the different like characters and actors. Like it's another thing that in books can be kind of shown through like text and everything, but in movies it's like it's an important part of casting.
Yeah, there's, for example, there's that new, this is also a book to like TV show adaptation, I think. It's like the Walter Boys, My Life with the Walter Boys.
Yes,
that
I've seen
I made my
some
mom
of it.
watch it. We don't like, there's this one character that we feel is a bit, he's just got a creepy vibe to him. And the character is Alex. This is no hate to the actor because I'm sure the actor's fine. I don't know if it's the way it's written, but the vibes are just weird and creepy. And it doesn't make you want to root for him, even though it's like a love triangle situation.
Yeah.
But I don't want to root for Alex because I'm kind of creeped out by him most of the time. And so I feel like casting is really important, and also the chemistry, because I feel like the main character and him didn't have a lot of chemistry.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to know how to do that. It's hard to force chemistry. You can't. So when you cast people, you have to make sure that you're casting people who work well together.
Who do you guys think, like, the duo in a movie or a show has had the best chemistry? For me, I'm going to say Jules and Rue in Euphoria. As we were talking about lighting and stuff,
Yes.
I was thinking about Euphoria, and I was like, I feel like Jules and Rue had such good chemistry.
I think
Like, their
they
scenes
did.
just flowed so perfectly.
It felt very, very natural.
Yeah.
I also really love, I don't know how to say the last name. I think it's Hunter Schafer. I love Hunter Schafer. I think she's an amazing actress. She was in Hunger Games. We talked about the Hunger Games.
I still haven't seen
Great
Hunger
casting.
Games.
Yeah, it's good. You should watch
see
it.
it.
You should watch it. I love the way she just connects with the people in her movies. I feel like I never, like, her and Rue.
Yeah.
And then she played Tigress.
Yes.
And her connection as, like, she was like the cousin, but I think it felt like an older sister vibe.
It did.
And I think that was really good. She's just really good at having
one of those
that chemistry.
Yeah, another one of the things that, like, even if it's not explicitly said, I feel like she's so good at capturing, like, the emotion behind the dialogue. Because a lot of times it could be interpreted different ways, but...
Yeah. Now, I feel like every single movie or TV show you're going to watch, there's usually going to be some sort of romance in it because people, like, love is such a strong feeling, and movies are meant to make you feel. And I feel like if a movie doesn't have enough feeling, there's gonna be issues with that, and then, you know, so they're gonna add like a romance or something. Have you ever felt like a movie has tried to add something and it felt forced? Or what's a good movie example of a story that didn't need any romance?
For me, it's hard to think of a specific example, but in my mind, it's kind of like anytime I see a romance in a movie and it feels like this character is there just to be a romantic interest. You know nothing about them. They don't really have chemistry with the main character. It's a lot of times like just towards the end, it's like, oh, well, they need a girlfriend or they need like a romantic interest. Let's just throw this character in. And I feel like in that way, it feels very forced and it feels like this story could have existed just on its own with no romance if you're not going to give it like the time to really put emotion in it or put something that's adding into the story. So I feel like you can definitely tell when it feels like important that the romance is there versus just like something to check off in a story.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I definitely agree with that. I'm going to go back to when we talked about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Yeah.
That relationship with the security guard and the guy,
The main character.
the main character, I feel like that was one of those examples where it just felt very forced and unnecessary. And I think I
Yeah.
said that in the FNAF podcast episode
Yeah,
too.
we talked about that
But
a little bit.
I feel like that's one of the best examples, like, recently. of that
Yeah, I was
happening.
gonna mention that one. What's some of your favorite movies that just don't really need love? Like, there's love in different ways, but like specifically romance love.
Oh.
The first movie that came into mind, I was not thinking about this at all earlier. Frozen. That movie was one of the first movies when I was a little kid that I saw. It was like, oh, there's this romantic interest. There's the prince and the princess. And then I was shocked at the end. Spoiler alert for Frozen, if any of you haven't seen it.
Basically,
But
I've
the
seen
idea,
Frozen.
basically all men lie.
all men lie.
Did Hans lie?
You don't.
You've never seen Frozen?
Do you know that she ends up with Kristoff?
I think I watched Frozen, but I don't remember anything
I did
about that.
forget about Kristoff for a second, but
We
Is
do
he
like
the one that
Kristoff to the
has the
side,
horse?
he's got the reindeer.
He's got the.
But
Rings are
that
for
is-
people.
That movie doesn't focus on romance as much as the love between two sisters and how the romance
Yes.
wasn't the important thing. It was family, and romance isn't always the top love.
Yeah, because basically at the end, there's the sisters.
Mm-hmm.
So Anna's completely froze.
She's got a frozen heart.
She's got a
She's
frozen,
got a frozen
heart,
heart.
and now she's just frozen.
And
The only thing that could save her was a true love's kiss.
an act of
An
true
act
love.
of true love. And
An
they were
act of
like,
true love.
true love's kiss.
Yes.
And so they were like, we got to get her back to Hans.
They're trying to
And
get
then Hans was like, no, mama.
Hans just was in it for the
He was in it
crown.
for the crown. for the
Oh.
money.
He was tricking her.
So Kristoff kisses.
No.
No.
Do the
Because it's
sis-
about the sisters.
Do the
And
sisters kiss?
No.
No,
the
no, no.
sisters-
Sorry.
Elsa
the sisters, so Elsa's like, oh my gosh, my sister. And then she gives her a hug while she's frozen.
Mhm.
And then she unfreezes because it was the act of true love.
Yes.
That's very sweet.
I know. But then there's like the other movies, and then there's a lot more love in that
There's a lot
one.
more love in that one.
Lost in the Woods. Guys, can we talk about that? Lost in the Woods, the song in Frozen 2. Kristoff sings it because he's like, where's Anna at? I
Mhm.
need to propose to her.
Yeah.
But she's focused on her sister because
Uh-huh.
once again, sisters first. Sisters before
Exactly.
misters.
Mm-hmm.
What was that in? Like The White Christmas.
Mm.
Sisters before misters. And he sung that song, and I have to say that animated little song moment was amazing. That was
Mhm.
amazing, and I will watch that every time, and I will just jam out
Yes.
because it was so good. And
Mhm.
then it was like an old like 80s ballad, power ballad. Where
Yes.
you could see him just like singing in the dark, and then his like head started floating up close to the camera. He's like, you know what I'm talking about?
It was a
Like,
recreation.
I can imagine
a reference, an allusion to
yes.
to 80s music video.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Power ballad.
Power
I haven't
ballad.
seen Frozen 2 either, guys.
I think we need a Frozen marathon.
I
That'll
think
be our
we need a-
Valentine's
Oh, that would be so
celebration.
That would be
Sweet.
so
Frozen
cute. Because
marathon.
Valentine's, because sisters.
Because sisters.
And we're
Because we're
sisters?
sisters.
And we're sisters.
We are sisters.
I was about to say, going back to the original question about movies that don't
Oh, yeah, we
particularly
gotta-
need like love.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to say earlier when I was talking about Looking for Alaska and about how it was more of like a friend love kind of deal, I still feel like there wasn't like a relationship, unless
Yeah.
I'm remembering like incorrectly, but I feel like it was just purely just platonic like love and like wanting each other to get better and feel great things.
I
I
watched
feel
the
like-
first episode of that with you guys, and I liked it
Yeah.
because I like the summer vibes. Like,
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah, the
That's
book's
also-
so good.
I love the summer.
Another, like, kind of like that whole forced romance thing. I feel like a lot of times when there's a girl and boy best friend duo,
Yeah.
there is a lot of, like, push for there has to be a romance between them or something like
Yeah,
that. But a lot of times in the story, it can be better if it's just they, love as best friends or something like that.
Yeah.
I
Like,
feel like John Green. Now
John
I'm talking
Green.
about books, but I feel like John Green really like plays that out very well, like
yes.
pure like friendships and
Uh-huh.
like friendly love.
Yeah. Platonic relationships, platonic love,
Galentines.
Valentines, gals. I feel like another good example is, this is kind of best friends, just gals. The Florida Project. That
I just watched that
Sarah just
movie,
watched that
the
movie,
other
like, 2 days
day for the
ago.
first time.
made me.
Yeah.
How'd you like it?
I liked it. I didn't know what to expect coming into it, but it was real good.
Me and
Really
Leia
good.
watched it together.
We did.
my gosh,
I just recently
A24.
watched it again.
Really?
A24 is amazing. I did. I was like, I cried that time. Last time I was in the room with another person, so I couldn't be crying. But I was like,
It
is the
definitely made me
sweetest
sob.
movie.
it is the sweetest movie.
It is
It's really
very
sad.
sweet. I didn't
Yeah,
know
there's
what it
not-
was. Yeah.
There's not any type of like romance or anything because that just really wasn't the priority for the
No.
story.
It was just like pure like friend and like family love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
and also how just children deal with serious things going
Uh-huh.
on around them, and it was kind of like through their view.
mhm.
And the priority really just wasn't a love story.
Yeah.
It was just friendship,
Uh-huh.
and just like how you deal with that and just imagination and wanting to play and
Yeah,
everything.
for sure.
So I think that's a good example of a movie that just doesn't need a romance story.
Mm-hmm.
Name one favorite romance movie.
One favorite romance
One
movie?
favorite?
I know, it's hard, it's hard, it's
Oh my
hard.
gosh.
My favorite
You're gonna have to let me think.
is the Princess Bride.
The Princess
Love that
Bride.
one.
That one is so
As you
sweet.
wish.
As you wish.
My parents love that one, and they would play it for us all the time. I like the one guy that went inconceivable. Like that guy was pretty funny.
My mom loves The Princess Bride. That's one of her favorite.
Such a good one.
movies. It's such a
So
good,
good.
one. I feel like I'm gonna say one and then I'm gonna listen back later and be like, I completely forgot about my real favorite. I don't know.
We'll just it's okay, guys. Just we'll let the people know.
Let
If
the
I
people
say
know.
this is my favorite romance movie, it's not.
It's not actually.
Okay.
I
Don't believe
am.
it.
Don't believe it.
I'm gonna have to say 10 things I hate about you. That's such like a cliche answer, but it's just so good and it hits every
Yeah.
single time. It's just such like a
The main
good, heartwarming movie.
Who is the actor of the,
The girl.
main girl?
Mm,
I
it's
don't
in
know
my
her name.
head.
It's like I don't know. Well, anyway, she was in this other romance movie that I watched that was like, what was it, like Love and Hip Hop or something? She was, guys, it was crazy. It was drama. She was a ballerina.
Oh.
And then she had to move.
Was she a bad girl?
No, she wasn't bad.
Oh.
She was a goody two shoes, but she
Oh,
had to
I
move.
see.
She had to move to a different neighborhood. She had to get acclimated, and then she had to learn hip hop
Oh, that's really
because
interesting.
she lost her audition at Juilliard. So she started. She was like, "How am I supposed to still dance?" And so, yeah. Anyways,
Huh.
it's a really good one. Yeah.
I feel like for favorite romance, I'm gonna have to go back to 13 Going on 30.
13 Going on 30 is your fave.
It is my favorite.
Razzle Red.
Razzles.
Razzles.
Razzles
Have you read
are a
Razzle?
great candy.
I have heard of Razzle. Didn't me and
Versus
you
candy that is gum.
Didn't we watch 13 Going on 30 together
For
like
my
a couple weeks
birthday.
ago? Remind me what happens, guys.
Okay,
Give me
let me tell you
give me
guys.
a synopsis or whatever.
We have
Summary.
our main character is in middle school, and she has a best friend,
The Hulk.
the Hulk.
Oh.
Mr.
He used to wrestle.
He used to wrestle, for anyone who didn't know. He used to wrestle, the actor. But
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo, I couldn't think of his name. Jennifer Gardner, right?
Yes.
Jennifer Gardner and Mark Ruffalo, they are in middle school, and they are not popular. Not popular at all. And all that she wants to be is 30, flirty, and thriving. That's what she
Yes.
wants to be. And so her best friend makes her for her
Oh, is
birthday a
this with
dream
the
house.
dust?
Yes,
And
the
so
fairy
she
dust.
wishes to be
It's coming back to me.
30, flirty, and thriving.
And then she's 30,
and
40, and fried.
She becomes 30,
Thriving.
flirty, and thriving.
It's a bit of a tongue
And
twister.
learns about maybe
Maybe she
That's-
doesn't want to be 30.
maybe
40,
she doesn't want to be like
I think
those
that
popular
my
girls.
Mom looks like her.
My
Do you guys
mom.
agree? Because I think
I
that she
agree.
does.
Yeah,
I could see
kinda
it.
that.
You can kind of see it.
Mhm.
It's just that like 90s look. Your mom just
My
has
mom
that
has
90s
a
look.
90s look.
Yeah.
She would like that you said that.
Well, I'll let her
she
know.
would. Favorite romance movie moments. There are a bunch of iconic moments, hilarious moments. You have, for example,
Mhm.
in The Notebook, he like jumped onto the Ferris wheel and then he hung up there and he was like, go out with me and then I'll get down. And then she was like, I'm not going out with you. And he was like, you have to or I'm just gonna fall. She was like, all right, fine, I'll go out with you. So that's an iconic moment.
Mhm.
What are some of your guys' favorite iconic moments?
I hate to go
Ten
back to this.
things-
You can go back to whatever you want.
10
Are we
things I
thinking
hate
of the
about
same
you.
thing?
Are we thinking of the same scene?
I think
though?
we're thinking of the.
Is
What
it-
scene are
on
you
the
thinking?
bleachers?
No.
Whoa,
Are you
hold
thinking
on.
about the list?
I'm thinking about, and the worst thing is I don't hate you.
Oh.
Not even one bit.
Oh,
That is one scene that will make me. I was thinking about the
Exactly.
scene where he wins her back and he does the little thing on the bleachers, the little dance. What's the
Oh.
song?
he's like
What's the
wait,
song
oh my
he does
gosh.
it with?
What was it? I keep wanting to say that it was this song, but I'm not sure if it was, but he was like, I love you, babe.
Oh, it was that one.
And then he started doing his dance.
No, that was adorable. I love that so much, and I want to be proposed to that way.
I would love a prom.
Everyone
proposal.
let
A promposal,
act according
I
to
think,
me.
sounds so
I think
fun.
people don't do that anymore, except for like, I feel like the
It's like a
most
poster board.
most someone will do is a poster board, or like they'll have like a bunch of people carry roses, and then it's
Yeah.
just
It's just,
awkward.
it's
You have to do it in
awkward.
a funny way.
They do it in
a
It'll be
flash
fun.
mob.
Someone
way.
I
choreograph
want
a dance
flash
for
mob.
me.
I was about to say, what do you guys think about flash mobs?
I love
I
them.
think they're fun.
And I would love to be one of those people that's like, what's going on? What's going on? You know? And just like,
Yeah.
I
did you see this flash mob?
I disagree.
You're not a
like
fan?
I don't like if someone
screwed.
flash. No, I am antisocial. I have anxiety.
night
No, but if
Uh.
someone flash mobbed me, I think I wouldn't be able to do it. My dream proposal is like alone, secluded in the woods.
That's true.
That's true. I think it had to
Honestly,
be for something little, like
I don't even know how I would feel about a public wedding, guys.
a public. Well,
Like I want
Well,
like just
tops 20 people there. Like I'm
Oh,
not.
I
that
do
makes
think
sense.
that
That
would be
makes
that would be sweet.
only the fam.
Yeah.
Only the fam.
Only the
Come
fam.
on now, and
I
the
could see
gals.
that.
Only
and
the
the gals.
Valentines.
Only the
Galentines.
Galentines.
Valentine wedding.
Yes.
I would say my favorite moment is from the proposal.
The proposal.
And this is
a
something
good
that
one.
Sarah made me watch. I wasn't gonna watch it, and then we watched it. And
I made Leia watch it.
loved it. And so in the proposal, she's like, now they're like laying on the ground. And they start singing a song.
Yes.
It takes two to make things go right. It's really funny, and I just thought it was really funny because
I
it shows like
love
you can
that.
be a bit goofy.
Because that's another one of the enemies to lovers. They don't
Enemies
like each
to
other.
lovers, but
It's very serious, and
here's
then they
what
have
happened.
this funny moment.
she was like, well, has Jenny seen this yet?
Have you
I
seen the
haven't.
proposal?
Because
You would like it.
Watch it.
We've got
before
to
we, like go
Frozen, Titanic,
I'm
proposal.
telling
You
you,
have
like,
your
I have a
homework cut out for
list.
you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Write it down.
Galentine's
Take
movie
notes.
marathon.
Valentine.
I remember when we brought up Dolphin Tales.
Dolphin Tale.
Leia and I watched Dolphin Tales like 2 days ago. She forced me to watch it. She paid $5 for it to rent it for a day.
Why are all
To rent it for a
all
day.
of my favorite movies are getting taken off?
I have
all
this
of my
issue
favorite
too.
streaming services.
Yes.
Now I have to pay like $5 to rent it. By the way, to buy Dolphin Tale was $20. That's ridiculous.
Is ridiculous.
I love Dolphin Tale, but I'm not paying $20.
Well,
So-
because
but I will pay $5.
Of course.
Leia
of
made me
course.
watch Dolphin Tale, and the whole time I was like, they are gonna put some cheesy little moment in here where the girl and the little boy, I don't remember either of their names, Hope,
Hazel and
Hazel.
Sawyer.
Hazel and Sawyer, where I was like, they're gonna make Hazel and Sawyer like fall in love, and it's cute because they're kids and it'll be cute. They didn't do that. They were just little
They were
best
just
friends.
Friends.
That
And
is
like
so
there were
sweet.
like a couple like comments and stuff like from the grandpa and the dad and stuff that were like, you gotta watch out for that one or whatever. But like they
That's just
handled it
adorable.
very
That is
well.
so
And they were just best
sweet.
friends and it was adorable.
Because it really wasn't about them two. It was about him and the dolphin.
It was about him and the dolphin.
And it's like, now those are some of my favorite movies, the Dolphin Tale movies, anything like that.
Surf's Up,
Surf's Up is like
not like that.
not like that, but
There's a romance
I mean, I
in
guess
Surf's
it's in
Up.
the water. It's
Isn't there?
I see what you're
Him and-
meaning. I
him and
thought you
the-
meant like just
him
like,
and Lonnie.
kids
Him and
movies.
Lonnie?
Yes, guys, I love. But what I meant was like Free Willy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Movies about dolphins.
Well, that one's about an orca. So get
My
it right.
bad.
Movies about it's the kid, they become
Yes.
best friends with the animal, and then
Yes.
and then they free them or
Who's-
something.
Just kids being
Say
Who
good
is it
kids.
in
Kids being good
H2O,
kids.
Just Add Water, who works with the dolphins?
Clear.
Cleo.
Clear. Guys, I love Mako Mermaids. I love H2O, but I was more of an H2O girl.
Me too. I never saw Mako Mermaid.
Now I thought that I hadn't seen it, but my friend was singing the intro, and I was like, yeah, I know that one. Now I
Do
don't
you
know.
guys have
course.
like a favorite romance moment in like a kids like show / movie, like as a kid that you really looked up to,
Let me
like
think.
in like a Disney movie or anything, or even like a Disney
mean,
XD or Disney Channel?
High School Musical.
Oh my
Gabriella
gosh.
Troy. But here's my Roman Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the one guy who made creme brulee? And Sharpay
Yes.
Evans. Him and Sharpay Evans were meant to be together.
That's
And
true.
then they don't talk about the rest of the series. They were meant to be in love.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I made you creme brulee. And she was like, try.
Who was it that fell in love in Descendants?
I don't know.
Oh, I can't remember. I
What,
was
there
never
was
much of a
Mao and Ben?
Descendants.
There was a love moment in Descendants, and as a kid, that rocked my world.
Was
I
it?
watched
Oh my
Descendants in my
gosh.
best friend's bedroom at her birthday party. I left the party to go watch the first airing of Descendants. Changed the trajectory of my life, guys. It was so good.
Oh my
Mao and
gosh.
Ben, like the main girl, Dove Cameron, and the one guy?
I think so.
I don't know.
I
his
think
real
so.
name. I know Dove Cameron.
But I loved that movie. I sure
That's
did.
okay, so for Descendants, I feel like that was a little past my Disney day.
I felt the same. I never was a big Descendants person.
But I did watch it. Like I
think-
think I watched it.
I guess I am younger than you guys. I was about to be like, I guess I'm just a kid or whatever.
Well, you're not that much younger than us.
I'm like a whole like half a year younger than you. So basically, I'm
That
just,
half
like,
a year changed
That's
our
less-
childhood
basically
experience.
less than half a year because let me think.
I was like 9 watching that movie.
October.
So I was probably like 10 watching that movie. You know what? I had to watch it in
Old
choir.
lady.
October.
I had to watch it in
November,
choir
December,
class.
January,
I remember that.
So we're like 4 months apart, and you guys are only 3 months apart.
So I was probably 9 and 3 months
Yeah,
watching
yeah,
that movie.
yeah.
A little bit too young for me.
Yeah.
In 6th grade choir class, we watched it so that I can't remember why. I think so we could analyze
Huh,
the music or
that's
something.
My
interesting.
friend really liked that movie, so
I had a
watched
lot of
it.
friends
And-
who loved it.
And there are multiple of them. And I remember
Yeah.
when there was a new one that came out, and then my friend made me watch all of them.
The only scene I know is when they're making the armor dance.
Yes.
That's the only one
that
I
was
know.
iconic. Do you remember that dance? Oh, let's talk about that. Camp Rock. Camp Rock.
Do the dance.
I don't remember
can
the
do
dance.
it. I can do it.
Leia-
I won't get up and disturb, but but I know that because I remember sitting there turning on Camp Rock with my friend on the couch, not in the couch. She was on the couch. And I got up and I was like, okay, so it's like this. and then I learned how to do it. And Camp Rock, that was really good because Joe Jonas and Demi Lovato, they were together, and then they were together in real life as well.
You know what movie just came to mind for romance I watched when I was a kid was Geek Charming. I don't know if you guys saw this movie.
I didn't see Geek
Disney
Charming,
original
guys.
film, I believe. It was about a boy who had to do a project on something that confused him. He didn't understand. And he was like
Oh.
a nerdy film student or something. And so
nerd.
he had to make a film about the popular girl because he just didn't
You talk about
understand
this
her.
all the time.
I talk about this all the time. I haven't seen it in years, but I remember this movie so well. And I remember as a kid being like, this is crazy. This is so crazy. And they
They're
fall in love.
yes.
They fall in love.
Now in Liv and Maddie, who was it? I think it
Oh.
was Maddie.
Mm-hmm.
She was with this guy named Dewey or something. I don't know.
Doogie?
That sounds familiar.
I feel
The
like
name
his name
Dewey.
was Dewey.
I feel like his name was Dewey.
And then I guess she got with someone else, but then everyone. So I've seen a lot of different takes on this on the internet. I've heard people be like, she shouldn't have gotten back with Dewey because I guess Dewey was a tool. But also, I don't know if I'm thinking of that correctly.
I think what I remember about Liv and Maddie is that people were like, they had the best representation of a relationship. Or was it the other sister?
I don't know.
Liv?
Honestly, I don't remember Liv and Maddie that much, but I did watch that.
I
Yeah,
do.
same.
I like that
What
one.
was the one? Victorious? What was the relationship on Victorious?
Leia and I were just talking about how I didn't watch
Jade,
Victorious.
Jade and Beck. I remember
Victorious was
it
my
being such a big moment when Jade and Beck broke up, and then Tori was talking to Beck, and I was like,
But then Beck was like, hey, hey. And Tori was like, no, because Jade's my friend.
yes.
And then Jade was like, she saw it on camera. And she was like,
in Hamilton? Like in Hamilton when Angelica comes back. and
Oh,
know
oh
my
yes. You know what else on Victorious? I believe it's the first episode. They are in improv class, and it's clear that that tension is between Tori and Jade, and so Tori gets back at Jade by kissing her boyfriend in the improv scene.
and then
That
in the
is
improv
tea.
scene, which is tea. And then
she, go ahead.
Jade decides to retaliate by dumping her coffee on Tori.
And that must have been hot.
And that must have been hot.
that is tea.
Psychowitz, my dream Halloween costume. I haven't gotten there yet, but one day I will dress up as Psychowitz for Halloween. If you don't know who Psychowitz is, he is the drama teacher for Victorious, and I literally have a coconut cup, those, but it's not a real coconut. He's always drinking the real coconuts. I don't have the real deal. But there's a cup that I found at the thrift store. Literally, there was still a plastic straw in it, and it was disgusting. And I bought it because I was like, I have to be Psychowitz this Halloween.
Yes.
And it never was. So I'm wondering if, guys, this time around, this Halloween, we could do a Victorious theme.
I
be
would like
Psychowitz.
that.
Sarah, I think
Who
you
can I
should
be?
Tori when she dressed up as the cop that has the raisin
Oh.
bran. So you could be like, do you want some
Raisin Bran?
I've never seen Victorious, guys. Tell
I
me
think
who
that
I
you
am.
would love it. You
should.
you should. You know who you should be? You should be Jade when she's the cowboy.
I was hoping you'd say Jade.
yes.
Is she cool when she's the cowboy?
Yeah.
She is.
She's not herself, though.
She's not herself. She's not her cool usual
She's not her
self.
cool usual self.
But you're a bit of a cowgirl, so I think it'd be
Yes. Yes.
good. You know what, guys? I feel like we should finish up and
circle
get
back
into
to trivia?
the trivia. There's one of
I'm
these-
very excited for this.
I'm gonna try and make a comeback.
All right, guys. Which of these quotes is like a real quote from,
Okay.
Oh.
from a romance?
This is a good one.
A. I'm flying, Jake. B. If you're a bird, I'm a bird. C. You want the moon? You can have it. And the answer is B. If you're a bird, I'm a bird. That's
What did
from
you
the
have?
Notebook.
I said you want the moon, you can have
I
it.
had a C too.
Okay, so that one is from It's a Wonderful Life, which is my mom's fave.
Oh.
And it's called it actually I think it goes, you want the moon, just say the word, I'll lasso it down for you.
That's so sweet.
So, and then the first one is I'm flying Jack, not Jake. So,
I knew that one. I caught on.
so yeah, which is not a Valentine's Day candy? A, Sweet Tarts. B, Fun Dip. Or C, Girl Bye. They're all Valentine's Day candy. Do we all agree that the answer is C?
I agree the answer is C.
Okay, because the reason why is because in Valentine's Day, I mean, every single candy has to kind of be like,
That's true.
they have to advertise for that. So I guess
That's
they're all
true.
Valentine's Day candy.
They're all
Yeah.
Valentine's candies.
Anyways, which of these classic romances came out in 2004?
Oh.
A, The Titanic. B, The Notebook. C, The Princess Bride. The answer was 3, 2, 1, The Notebook.
I was
That
right. I was right.
Arr.
All right, 5 and 5, we're at a tie.
Five and five, we're at a
So I'll
tie.
give you guys the facts. Titanic came out in 1997.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then The Princess Bride came out in 1987.
Man.
So that was a while back. Team Jacob or Team Edward? A, Jacob. B, Edward. The answer is neither. Edward for Bella, Jacob for me. Edward for Bella, Jacob for me. What did you guys get?
I put Edward because I knew that that's who
Square
you
box
like.
thinkers.
I put Jacob because I wanted Sarah to win.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you
But
know
I'm
what?
so offended.
At the end of the day-
Valentine's love.
At the end of the day, since Edward for Bella, you can have Edward. Since you were being a sport, you get 0.5 of a point. So Sarah wins by 0.5, but I think we all won today.
I think that
I
we
think,
really
except
we
for
all won.
Leia, because Leia doesn't have Jacob.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know that. Just you. That's all we have for today.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Galentine's.
Happy
Valentine's.
Galentine's.
Yes, gals before pals. Come on, come
Throw them
on.
in the trash.
Throw them in the trash. Dump 'em.
Dump 'em.
Yeah, but we hope you enjoyed. Come back next month for our next CCS Cinema Club episode.
Woo.
Yeah, but thank you so much for listening or watching. Hope you enjoyed. Bye, guys.
Bye.